Good day, you beautiful people. So if you didn't check out my live last night, I was at a panel hosted by Dalhousie Legal Aid covering the results from their survey, Human Rights in a Housing Crisis. If you want to check out the results for yourself, just Google this right here and click on this PDF. Like any survey I cover, I want you guys to be able to see the references that were used. So just pause to read. Their survey lasted from spring to summer of this year and only had 1,278 people who completed their responses. That may not sound like much, but it did reach across Nova Scotia. Just remember that as we move forward. One of the first questions is, what is the type of lease that you have? And out of 1,185 respondents, 577, which is just under 50%, stated they have a year-to-year, and 316 people responded as fixed-term leases. Now, the reason why this is very important, you would notice that fixed-term leases from 2014 and earlier were barely used at all. Now, as 2025, you can see that fixed-term leases are overtaking all other lease types. You can just imagine what this would look like if it was scaled up to include all residential tenancies across Nova Scotia. I wouldn't be surprised if this stayed the same. Now, another type of question they asked was, in the past 12 months, have you encountered any problems with your unit, landlord, or building management? Out of the 756 total codes, 356 stated conditions of their premises, which is basically something wrong with the actual premises itself. And 129 stated they had some kind of pest issue, and 72 stated landlord's behavior. Many people who are not a tenant don't realize there is a psychological fear tenants have when it comes to their landlord's behavior and what they can or can't say to their landlord. That fear is really shown in the next couple questions, like this one. In the past 12 months, what actions have you or your legal rep taken to address problems with your unit, landlord, or building management? 51.2% of the respondents said they made an informal demand of their landlord, aka talk to them directly. 42.2% said they did not take any action at all. You may wonder, why would they not take action? That was answered in the next question. What, if any, barriers did you face that prevented you from taking more action? The top two responses were hopelessness, I thought nothing could be done, and right under it was I thought I would damage the relationship with my landlord or building management. So many tenants out there fear bringing issues to their landlord because of the stories they hear of other tenants being evicted for less. We can see that in the following responses, where I thought it would be too stressful, I didn't know what actions to take, and I was too afraid to take actions, which were 37, 33, and 30% of the respondents. This really highlights the key issues when it comes to being a tenant in Nova Scotia. Some people may not know what their rights are, while others who may know what their rights are too afraid to come forward because they don't want to rock the boat and risk losing their place. Now, another thing these guys managed to track is the total amount of Form J's and K's that were received by the residential tenancy program. These are forms that are used around evictions. As you can see, from 2019 to 2024, quite a few of them were filled out, mostly by property owners. Now, there's no data showing if these applications fully went through or not because the residential tenancy program's data is very dated and their systems are very old. We can see that these eviction applications were applied for all across Nova Scotia, with a heavy concentration being in Dartmouth North, Fairview, and Clayton Park. Now, that's not everything in this survey, but it's all I'm going to cover for today. I really want to know, what are your thoughts about this in the comments down below.